Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are joining us tonight, we're so excited that you're here. And I am Leslie Forster, and I am so excited for you to hear from one of my friends tonight because here's the cool part. I heard about this company 14 years ago, and I was that crazy mom. I was running ragged. I had two kids that were 3 and 5 years old. I still carrying around that extra 40 pounds of baby weight 3 and 5 years later. My husband and I were running multiple businesses, the main one being a real estate firm, and we were just catching each other coming and going. And I was going to the health food store. I had started like my own little health journey, and I was going to the health food store and I was trying to piece together a regimen and enter my life pure. And so we're going to go over what this company has to offer from beginning to end tonight. And you're going to get to see exactly what I saw when I sat down and looked at it. And I just saw hope. I saw hope for a way to get good nutrition in my body and my kids' bodies to maybe shed that weight I'd been carrying around for years, get off that antidepressant that I
I
got
see what
in
it's all about.
postpartum when I'd had children. And so, like, literally, guys, I just saw hope. So I got super excited about the products, and my dear friend's going to get to share that with you. And I started looking at this information and realized my friends needed to hear about this. I am that girlfriend, okay? I am that friend that if I eat at a good restaurant, I'm going to tell five friends. If I go to see a good movie, I'm going to tell five friends. If I find a mascara that does not clump, whoo, I'm going to tell 10 friends, okay? So that's who I am. So I started understanding my friends needed the chance to evaluate this just like I did. And so we jumped all in. I wanted to taste, touch, feel all the products, and I wanted to lose weight like I wanted air. Okay. And so I dove in, I experienced the products. My husband started sleeping through the night, his inflammation, his joint pain from being a college athlete. Finally, he started sleeping through the night again. I lost over 40 pounds, have kept that off now for years and years. It's just been a tremendous blessing. But I shared this with the people I loved and cared about, and they shared it with a few, and they shared it with a few, and it grew into a very large income for our family. So, regardless of what brought you here tonight, um, listen, learn, and we're going to go in depth. If you're just here to learn about the products, you're going to get that tonight, and I'm so excited for you. And then if you're here and you're like, you know what, you're already starting to think of a few people, then stay on and learn about that at the end, okay? But I will tell you my most favorite part of this journey so far in 14 years. It's getting to work with amazing people. Okay. And so who I'm going to turn this over to, you guys, is very dear to me. And I'm excited for you to listen to her for a host of reasons. Okay. She is my hey girl, help me out girl. Like if I'm looking for something, I call her. If I'm needing to make an adjustment in my supplements or my nutrition or whatever, I call her. Okay. So I'm excited for you to hear from her because very few people are familiar enough, understand the products and our philosophy at the level in which she does. Okay, so she's who I personally go to make some tweaks in my regimen. Okay, so Taryn, I'm going to pass this off to you to do what you do best. But I hope you, hey girl, help me out. Everybody on this call tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I cannot wait to do this. I get fired up anytime that Leslie and I get to tag team this because I would not know one of my best friends in the entire world if it wasn't for Pure. And so I will forever be grateful because not only did it change our health, it changed our finances, gave us opportunities, and I get to meet incredible people. So tonight we are going to be spot on in a few things. Number one, we are going to go over why Pure, and that's going to be my section. So, are the products safe and do they work? Leslie is my favorite person to go over why partner with Live Pure. Is there an opportunity? Heck yes, there is, and you will get to hear that. Will you have help? Absolutely. And what is your timing? She's going to go over all of those things. And so you are getting the best of our wheelhouses and what we really enjoy. And so we just could not be more excited to go over this with you. So that's what we are going to go over for you tonight. I do want to really talk about why this is so relevant. And so I am going to share a short video with you because one of the things that happened um, when we first were introduced to Pure, I didn't see this coming. Okay, our health was definitely not where it needed to be, but our charts in our doctor's office said we were healthy. Okay, so I did not know what to do. I didn't know what direction to go, but I was like, somebody help me because Our bodies are going in the wrong direction. I was 27 years old. Our children were 3 and 7, and we were on 12 medications between the three of us. My husband was on zero. But at 27 years old, I'll wait for Leslie to stop drinking just in case what I was about to say next might make her spit it out. But like I just wanted to go to the bathroom and poop, once to three times a day. And the reality is I was going once every 3 to 5 days. If I'm consuming 3 meals a day, that's 9 to 15 in, one coming out. Where did the other 8 to 14 go? And I kept asking the nutritionist, I kept asking the doctor, and I was watching my children just have these things that just kept adding up. And I'm like, I don't care what our chart says. This isn't health. Okay, we are far too young to feel this way. But what I want to show you is a video that I think summarizes it so well of where we're at as a society. Because our health and our environment today is not the same as your parents. It is not the same as your grandparents. And it is certainly nothing like your great grandparents. It is completely different, but it happened so subtly, so slowly that we did not understand the toll it was going to take on the body. And so I want you to understand, because I think there's a huge message, especially in 2025, that you are going to hear on repeat. There's never been a time like now that you are going to see exactly what the problem has been. It is going to be in your face, but finally, there are people that are going to be able to do things about it. But we've been doing things on a small scale that we don't want to be small anymore. We've been doing that and changing our health. And so we're going to show you this huge picture, but then we're going to also show you a simple solution, because that is what we have fine-tuned. And the people on this call have been able to experience that. Whoever introduced you knows that the pure message is so valid. But before I get to that, I want you to understand how we got here and what's in front of us that honestly was in plain sight, but it was too close that we had to go, whoa, this you've got to see. So let me share this video with you, and then we will get right into it.
We spend more on health than any country on earth, twice what they pay in Europe. And yet we have the worst health outcomes of any nation in the world. Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. And CDC says that's because we are the sickest people on earth. We have the highest chronic disease rate on earth. 2/3 of American adults and children suffer from chronic health issues. 50 years ago, that number was less than 1%. Oh, we've gone from 1% to 66%.
So 9 years into medical training at Stanford, gave it up voluntarily. What did they say when you walk into your colleagues at Stanford and say, I'm giving it up?
Why are Americans getting sicker every year? Why are 50% of American children dealing with a chronic health issue? I knew that I couldn't cut into one more person until I understood why Americans are getting sicker every single year. You take a patient with 10 different issues and you send them to 10 different specialists, put them on 10 different meds, maybe eventually have 10 different surgeries. You never actually are taught how to put the pieces together, look at the whole body as a system, which of course it is.
There's been an explosion of neurological illnesses. In the year 2000, the autism rate was 1 in 1,500. Now, autism rates in kids are 1 in 36, according to CDC nationally. Nobody's talking about this. 1 in every 22 kids in California has autism.
The reason why our kids are chronically ill, half of the kids in America are chronically ill, are all from preventable issues.
And why isn't this in the headlines every single day? There's nobody else in the world that is experiencing this. This is only happening in America. About 18% of American teens now have fatty liver disease. That's like 1 out of every 5. That disease, when I was a kid, only affected late-stage alcoholics who were elderly. Cancer rates are skyrocketing in the young and the old. Young adult cancers are up 79%. 1 in 4 American women is on antidepressant medication. 40% of teens have a mental health diagnosis. So what's causing this suffering? I'll name 2 culprits. First, and the worst, is ultra-processed food. Laboratory scientists who many of them formerly worked for the cigarette industry, which purchased all the big food companies in the 1970s and 80s. deployed thousands of scientists to figure out chemicals, new chemicals to make the food more addictive. And these ingredients didn't exist 100 years ago. Humans aren't biologically adapted to eat them. Hundreds of these chemicals are now banned in Europe, but ubiquitous in American processed foods. We are just poisoning the poor citizens, and that's why they have the highest chronic disease burden of anybody, any demographic in our country, and the highest in the world. The good news is that we can change all this.
So that to me was incredibly powerful when I saw that. Did anybody else like raise like, oh my gosh, this is insane. It's right there in front of us. And I was listening to some similar things and I was like, oh my gosh, I am that woman on the antidepressants and I have been since I was 13 years old. So I was one of those teens. And our children had a lot of allergies, a lot of inflammation. We were starting to see the food allergies. And so it was just like, we are moving in the wrong direction. And I just wondered why. And it didn't have to be that way. And so, as you can see, um, in there, we talk about the movement we have. Well, at Pure, we have been able to really fine tune and figure out how to help people with this. And so, I could not be more excited to share this with you because it comes down to we actually, our founders were phenomenal because they were not a couple guys in great suits in a boardroom and saying, what are we going to sell to people to make money off of them? What it came down to is there was a clinic in Beverly Hills, as you saw there, that basically people came in sick and they shared their struggles, their frustrations, and their goals, and they left well. And so this was on repeat. People, as you can imagine, were clinging to be able to get onto this list, to be able to hear what was going on. They wanted to be seen. You can only put so many people through one door in a day. Well, these investors basically said, how do we take what this philosophy is from this clinic and how do we take that to the masses? And that's exactly what they did. And so Pure is built on a philosophy, and what they decided is that we were going to deliver whole health. And if you look at the standards on supplementation, it's a joke. We said we are not even going to look at the standards because they are appalling. But what they decided to do is they were going to deliver things that were pure, practical, and potent to people. And so when you look at what Pure standards are, they are top and top of the line. So we are in the prescriber's digital reference, PDR, physician's desk reference is what this was prior when it was the old book. But what that is telling doctors what they can expect and what therapeutic benefits can come from different things. And we have several of our products in there. We have informed sport testing. So that means that they test every single batch that we have to make sure what we say is in it and what we say is not in it is correct. So they test every single one of our products. So athletes of the highest and highest caliber can make sure that they truly are getting what they want in their bodies and nothing else. We have top of the line manufacturing. We have those certifications and we are registered with the EWG, which talks about how safe our products are, and especially for our skincare line. We are starting to see that when our medical professionals have people come in and they're like, what are you doing? They are time and time again seeing more and more people list Live Pure as their supplements. And so they started to take note of that. And then they started to ask, what is this and how can I be a part of it? And so we are endorsed by over 400 medical professionals and growing each and every day because what we say is what we are delivering. And so the message that is so unique to Pure is we have amazing products, but we more importantly have a philosophy that gets the results. Because when you take a philosophy, filter everything through it, this is where the body truly does come alive. And that is what that clinic used. The secret sauce to that clinic was they cleansed, they balanced, and they built every single body that came through because they knew this. The human body is perfect. It just needs enough of the tools to do its job. Its only job is to be alive and well. It wants to be well. And if you will give it what it needs, it will hands down do it. So, does any of this treat, heal, or cure? Absolutely not, because the human body is actually the only thing that can do that. God designed it beautifully, and it was meant to work with the building blocks of what He designed in our minerals, our vitamins, and our nutrients that we are just not getting today with the American lifestyles that we are living. How sad is it that we are 5% of the world's population, but we have 80% of the world's prescription drugs? And that's not just because we have access to it. It's because we've earned that in being too big for our britches. We don't make our food companies actually give us quality ingredients. You know, in other countries, they demand quality and excellence and they pay for it. We allow over 10,000 ingredients to be used as food, where other countries will only allow 400. Very big discrepancy. What you consider food and fuel are two very different things, and we are paying for it in our health, and they're making money off of it. There were over trillions of dollars that were spent in healthcare. I shouldn't say healthcare, I should say sick care, because that was in chronic disease and mental illness. That's how many dollars. Do you know how many dollars were spent in the health and wellness industry? 5 billion. We are talking $1 trillion industry to keep you sick or $1 billion to keep you healthy. Which one do you think is winning? Well, let's stop letting them win with us being the ones that are suffering for it. So this philosophy is to cleanse the body, balance the body, and build the body. Make sure you memorize this, because you cleanse the channels of elimination so that your body can accept what you are giving it and absorb great nutrients and release what is overwhelming it. And that is what our cleanse does. There are two different forms, liquid and capsule. Both are very effective, but it cleanses the liver, the colon, the lungs, lymphatic system, kidneys, bloodstream, and the skin. And so that helps to eliminate what does not belong so that your body can be running very effectively. The second is we need to balance our body chemistry, our hormones, our pH, as well as our gut flora. We need to keep all of these things in balance. And the Goyen does that. We actually had a clinical study that showed on this very product that it was more effective than Prozac. And I can tell you from experience, hands down, it was. I finally felt like a human. I was waking up before my alarm. I wasn't snapping at my family. And I finally felt like I was going to be able to function as a human that was going to be able to feel feelings and be okay. I was able to have happy tears and sad tears, and it was okay. And that Goyen was the balancer that gave my body what it needed so that it could balance itself out. And ladies, there are different stages of life: pre-baby, during baby, after baby, perimenopause, menopause, all of the different time frames, especially in women's life where hormones go wonky, and men, it affects you, especially if you're married. So it is something that everyone would like that to be more even keel rather than this nonsense, right? Nobody wants to go on a roller coaster if we can go on a nice smooth walk. And so we can make that way easier. So that's what the Goyen does. And the daily build is our liquid or capsule multivitamin. Both are bioavailable, very easy to digest and get the body to assimilate so that they can be absorbed. So the daily build is going to basically give your body a buffet every single day that is going to allow it to take what it needs and eliminate the rest. It is water soluble, so it just gets rid of what it didn't need that day. But the beautiful thing is you don't need to know what it did or didn't need that day. You just provide it and it's going to be able to do the rest of the work. And then the calcium K plus, this is our liquid calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin K. In order for your body to actually absorb and utilize the calcium, to be able to rebuild those bones, to be able to help with your gut health, with your energy levels, get the sleep that you need, it needs to have that in a bioavailable liquid form and together. So that's where our calcium is one that you will actually notice. So many people are like, oh, well, I have osteo, fill in the blank. And then they're taking these god awful tablets that are not absorbing and they're just basically being flushed down the toilet, whether they realize it or not. And the calcium, people are like, whoa, I felt that. I had my hot flashes minimized. I was able to actually sleep. My gut health is better. My moods are normal. And we also have people utilizing this with their kids, because when your kids are growing, what do they need? They need calcium to build up those bones. They need a magnesium to support those muscles. And so a lot of times your children getting off in times of growth spurts is because they're lacking the minerals. And so it's just something that this philosophy is to cleanse, balance, and build the body so that it can do its job properly. So that's the philosophy that you really want to hone in on, because I know sometimes it's not fun. There's nothing that you're like, yay, I'm super pumped about my multivitamin. I get that, okay? However, the foundation has to be set to be able to go do the fun things. If you don't have a solid foundation in your house, good luck decorating curtains that aren't going to stay on because the foundation is cracking. And so you just want to make sure, lay that foundation, give the body what it needs, and you are going to be blown away at how you feel. Now, we also have a lot of different products. And I want to focus in on our new one for 2025 that was introduced in late 2024, Aqualine. Aqualine, hands down, is one of the most exciting formulas that we have ever seen because it goes to the cellular level. When you go to the cellular level, there's nothing deeper. And what this does is it actually goes into the cells and it says, hey, we want you to turn on and function efficiently. What that means is your body is going to regenerate healthy cells better. It is going to make sure your energy levels are in check, and it's going to make all systems go. When you're able to do that, this one is going to help you burn fat. You are going to feel energized, and you're just going to feel more vibrant. Well, this one is one that doesn't burn fat. It gets your body to go back into fat burning zones that it's forgotten how to do. There's nothing better than giving your body the tools it needs to do its job. And Scott Thomas is one of my favorite examples of this because he utilized that cleanse, balance, build philosophy for years. And he took it up a notch with his lifestyle in our program Complete Concepts, which you will hear about later on. But what it comes down to is the picture you see on the left and the right, that difference was just adding Aqualine. So I have watched Scott hit milestone after milestone after milestone, but I've never seen something just absolutely speed it up like the Aqualine. And that's the power of that cellular level. You can see me, I was able to finally start shedding some of that cellulite that had accumulated. Perimenopause is a real thing that starts going a little wonky. It's like, whoa, what is this new norm? Well, thank God Aqualine came at that beautiful time. You can see Pam Jones here bought these brand new jeans. She was so excited, and they didn't fit very long after. And our daughter, Reese Liker, she is one that she doesn't need to lose weight in any way, shape, or form. But the L-carnitine is phenomenal for athletes. And look at the definition on her legs. This difference happened to be in a 2-week time frame. So 1 week, 2 week, then what happened is she was not able to get back into the gym between these two pictures, but her body had the L-carnitine and was able to just use that regular movement that she was doing. And look at that definition. It looks like she had done an insane amount of reps in order to get that. So yes, she puts her time in the gym, but what if instead of going to the gym and check mark, you actually got results? What if you not only got results, but you got 100x results? That's what the Aqualine is doing. And it really takes a whole nother notch when you're consistent with it, because day 100 in Reese's results have been phenomenal. So there's just a lot of research. The reason why I go over that is because just like we have our philosophy of our core, but then we have products like the Aqualine. What you see here is a lot of products. So number one, never get overwhelmed. I'm going to walk you through this because it's very simple. Step one, start with whatever you want to do for the core. There's a couple of different varieties that you can choose. One that has our energy/focus product, which is going to fuel those adrenals so that you have a physical and a mental wake up, but it's more focused without any kind of jitter, no crash. So there are two core bundles that one has the calcium, one has the focus. Whichever one appeals to you more, go ahead and grab that savings bundle. And then if you want both, just add the single item of the one that you didn't get in that bundle. But that's how you can stretch that dollar even more.
It's Leslie Forrester.
Oh, yep, it is Leslie. Well, it's Taryn right now, but each of these products could have a whole training and slide like the Aqualine. Makes sense? And so just know that you cannot go wrong. You don't have to start everything at once, but just do this. Lay that foundation, choose what your biggest struggle, frustration, or goal is, and then get the guidance of whoever had you look at this to start on that. I'm going to go with weight loss. Weight loss is the top one that we are asked for. So I'm going to walk you through that, but there's a lot of different products. So I would highly suggest doing the core base and then the weight loss bundle. It's called the lean down bundle. You get a box of that Aqualine in it, the On Track, the Metabolic Max, and a vegan vanilla shake. So why would that be? And then why would that be in a bundle? Well, we already talked about the Aqualine, but the On Track is how I lost 5.7 pounds in 1 week, and I had been a complete idiot going through drive-through. So the On Track has you, it burns fat at the same time as it is basically telling your body not to use whatever you consumed. So from there, it will not allow your body to store new fat. And so that trifecta of blocking what you consumed, burning what you have stored, and not storing new is why you're able to see the slimming and trimming in your waistline, and it goes after that visceral fat. The Metabolic Max is going to support that thyroid and make sure that your metabolism is kicked on in a burning and turning fat machine. Remember, the Aqualine's getting it from the cellular level. That Max is coming in from the other side and making sure your body stays in that zone. And most people, especially in the 35 and after, are not getting enough protein and a great source that your body can actually break down. That's why the nutrition shake, you're getting 20 grams of protein that your body is going to absorb and utilize. And so if you were to focus on those things, that is going to help your waistline tremendously. So the core with the lean down bundle, hands down, you will see a significant change in the first 28 days. And the company has a money back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose but everything to gain. Then you can add anything you want. The sports line is going to help you pre, during, and post workout in the gym to maximize those effects. Our super fruits are single ingredient products. It is only that superfruit, nothing else. So acai, goji, mangosteen, and noni, they all have amazing health benefits. The acai is the beauty berry, great for hair, skin, and nails. Goji is the happy berry, great for mood, libido, blood pressure, triglycerides, cholesterol. Mangosteen is the one for anti-inflammatory, antihistamine, antiviral. So if you have anything that kind of gets you sinusy or nasally, that's the perfect one. Noni is for digestive health and just helps from start to finish. But you can see there's a lot of things here. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just start where you want to start with your struggles, frustrations, and goals, and you will see a huge difference. Skincare line is absolutely second to none. It's Korean beauty, and I cannot believe how long it lasts and the price point on it. So when it comes to getting these products in your body, there are 3 ways to do this. You could be a retail customer. Leslie and I both think that that's kind of dumb, because I don't know why you'd pay full price for something when you could get a discount of 25%. So you're more than welcome to overpay, but we're not going to suggest that just so we can make more money off you. We believe you should get a great discount, and that is where it comes into play with the preferred customer or brand partner. Preferred customers get 25% discount on the product. They can participate in the rewards program if they do want to do a smart chip. It's not required, but there are a lot of perks to that, and that is free for them. There are no annual fees, no shenanigans, no requirements. You just get the discount on these products. The brand partner is also an option, but what it comes down to is Leslie's going to go over that a little bit more. So again, pick your core. This is called the core base. This is called the core 4. Either one of those are about a $30 savings, so you are saving big by bundling. That's going to take care of the foundation. If you wanted to take us up on that fat loss, then you could do the lean down bundle and a little product we call Serene. It helps to keep the cortisol and stress off your hips, thighs, and waist. Beautiful thing is this right here would mean you're going to be able to build your own cart and even see extra savings. When you hit certain thresholds, you can get your own deals, your own bundles. You can get an additional 10% off or even 15% off single items and free shipping. And so just get back with the person that invited you to look at this. Tell them what your struggles, frustrations, and goals are. If there's a budget you'd like to stick to or a savings you'd like to reach, they will help you stretch your dollar and get your results. So when it came down to this, here's where I was at. I looked at this and I go, okay, I want these products for myself. But I was listening to all the benefits and I was like, wait a minute, my grandma has struggled with this forever. Oh my goodness, my mom needs this. Oh my gosh, my kids, you mean my kids could take this? Then I was thinking of what James would want. And then I was thinking of my coworkers. And we all had this weight loss challenge that we were trying to win because there was like a group of us at the, bank. And I was just sitting there going, okay, bottom line is I'm already thinking of 5 to 10 people and it's been maybe 20 minutes. What is this going to look like when I go to the grocery store, when I pick up my phone contacts, when I go to Facebook? I was going to continue to think of more and more. And here's the thing, we were paycheck to paycheck. I was working 3 jobs to barely make a single income. And so that to me was something that I said, you know what? I didn't see this coming, but I kind of want to hear what this business opportunity looks like because I knew my friends and family were going to hear about this. I kind of wanted to be the one to share it with them instead of playing the coulda, shoulda, woulda game and having them say something like that to me 10 years from now. And so there is not a single person that is more passionate about it and better at it, at explaining it than Leslie Forrester. Because Leslie is somebody that I didn't see the business right away. I understood the products and I understood that, but Leslie understood it because of her background in business, what she and Chris had been able to accomplish in life. And so I want you to hear from her perspective why this checked all the boxes because this woman took a lot of products from other companies and never started one of the businesses. So why did somebody all of a sudden entertain this when it was, different? So I cannot wait for you to hear from Leslie Forster, my absolute favorite when it comes to why partner with Pure. So the products are safe, they're going to work, but is there an opportunity? What's the timing? And will I get help? Leslie, you take it away.
Oh, I'm so excited. You guys, I mean, if you didn't hear the passion in her voice when she was going through this, like you don't even have a pulse, right? And so when I was hearing this for the first time, in my mind, I saw an answer to my health personally, like the weight loss, the low energy. I mean, I didn't even know my name by the end of the day. Like I had mom brain fog, like you would not believe. And so just like she said, she was already thinking of people. I was doing the same thing. I had a list of people going through my head. I knew all of these, everybody in my cell phone contact list was going to hear about this company, right? And then just so you know, like in the back of my mind playing as they were going through the presentation, it took me back to my degrees in business, my husband's degrees in business. We love business, but we had some amazing professors that had a huge impact on us early in life. And one of our professors, it really stuck with me. He said, if you really want to build financial stability, find a way to make money while you're sleeping. Find extra streams of income. And if you're really get lucky, you find a good network marketing company with a good consumable product that actually becomes of value to people, that gets people results that they're going to reorder, a good consumable product that they're going to reorder on a regular basis. And that can build a long-term residual income. That stuck with me. So Taryn's right. I've ordered products from tons and tons of companies. I don't even want to tell you how many companies, but I have only had a business membership in this one. And here's why. And I'm going to go over it. I know we're answering three questions on my end tonight. Is there an opportunity? Will I have help? And what's my timing like? We're going to do that. But I want to show you what was going through my mind. This slide right here. I wanted to find a good company that I could earn a long-term residual income and I could share products that I loved with the people I loved and cared about. But I did not want to inventory products. I did not want to collect hot checks. I did not want to drive around town pulling out stuff out of the trunk of my car. I did not want to pull into my garage or not be able to pull into my garage because I had tons of product there. All I have to do here is to connect people to a company to shop how and when they want, right? If somebody just wants products, awesome. Become a preferred customer, save some money, shop how and when you want. You want to earn income? I'll help you with that. So all we do is connect people to the company. That's it. It's a business for today. It is so, so simple. And if you really pay attention, because we are operating in multiple countries around the world, and I'll never forget the day that I looked up and I had shared it with a few who had shared it with a few, and it had grown organically. And I looked up and I told Chris, you know what? We earned income while we were sleeping last night because somebody on the other side of the world was ordering their products. And it was a beautiful, beautiful feeling. So I love that. And as a woman, especially, we naturally share, just like I mentioned with eating at a good restaurant or movie or mascara, it doesn't matter. We naturally do that. And I will tell you this because And Taryn always says, like, I'm not a business person. But do you know she's been wildly successful in this business, and the reason she is because she's passionate about helping people. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm not businessy, I'm not into like income. Let me tell you something. This shares very much like the gospel. How do you reach the most people for the kingdom? The more missionaries you have on the field, the more people you reach. And that is what we've done here. So we have shared it with a few that have shared it with a few that have shared it with a few that have led to thousands. And it is amazing because at the end of the day, that's how we're helping the most people with their health. And right now in this climate, like you can't listen to RFK and you can't listen to Casey Means and you can't listen to all the things that Taryn shared with you. You can't listen to that and not know that your friends and family are seeing this. They're being bombarded. They're seeing it on social media. They're seeing it on the news. They're hearing it and they are primed and ready and they are looking for solutions. Whether you know it or not, your friends are looking for solutions right now. So, Taryn, if you'll take me to the next slide, I love our customer program. Okay, so some people look at this and they just want to share it with enough people to get their products paid for, or so they can make enough money that they can order whatever products they want and it not be a burden on their budget, right? And our customer program is the most robust I have ever seen. Okay, so when I go out and I share this with my friends that just want to get results. I'm like, what's your health goal? Like Taryn said, what's your frustration? What's your health goal? And I ask them, what's your budget? And I set them up on a regimen. That regimen she showed you with Pick Your Core, add the fat loss bundle. Imagine this. If you have 10 people doing that, you're going to earn a minimum of $1,000 a month. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. $1,000 a month for helping 10 people get control of their health. I hope you're hearing that because I have looked at a lot of companies, like Taryn said, never done any of the others. There are other companies that will let you earn up to 50% like we do, but that threshold is like 10, 15, $20,000 worth of products purchased monthly. In our company, you get there with roughly about $2,600 in product will get you 50%, y'all. Okay, so just understand you get to write your own paycheck here. You decide how fast you go or how slow you go, or if you don't go at all. Okay, so it's completely and totally up to you. But the cool part is there are no limits. Okay, you get to decide. And if you just want to share it with customers and you don't want to build teams of people and you're like, Leslie, I don't care anything about, trying to recruit people to go out and build a business, that's cool. Okay, you get to choose what you do. It's like having two compensation plans in one. So our customer program, you're going to earn their first order, you're going to earn 20%. We're going to tell you a little bit at the end how you can bump that up to 30%. And then their second orders and beyond up to 50%. Now, wrap your head around this. Think about when Amazon first started. Okay, think about that. If Amazon came to you, okay, think about it, Taryn. If Amazon comes to you today, back when they started, and they said, Taryn, for every household that you share Amazon with, and they sign up for a Prime membership or whatever, for the life of their membership, every time they order, you're going to get paid. How much money do you think you've made by now? That is how this works. That is how this works. Okay. So the more households you share this with, for the life of their memberships, you can earn income on every time they purchase. So I love the customer program. Now, I will tell you what really gets me going is team building. And if you've ever heard me talk, you know that. Because here's the thing. First of all, I love sports, but I love helping other people win. Okay. And our hybrid binary compensation plan is second to none. And I will tell you to this day, we do get paid 8 ways, and you can see that. Okay. So we have 6 of them we get paid weekly. 2 of them are monthly bonuses. But I really hone in on the team bonus because to this day, that is the largest portion of my paycheck. Okay. And again, like I told you, we shared it with a few who shared it with a few who shared it with a few, and everybody goes in there. Okay. And so if you can see, I don't know what device you're watching on, but if you can see, there are little tiny dots around each circle is made up of little tiny dots. Okay. And those are any preferred customers that brand partner has. Okay. So I just knew this. They said, Leslie, if you know 2 people that want to earn income like you can make a lot of money. And I'm like, oh, I know more than 2. Okay. I can go sit outside Walmart and I can look at who needs to lose weight, have more energy, perform better in the gym, or earn more income. Everybody falls into one of those categories. I fell into all four. Like I was like, "Ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me." So, people are everywhere. And right now in this economy, people are looking for ways to earn extra income. So I was like, I know I can find two. So I'm going to share this and I'm going to find a whole lot of people that need these products on a regular basis. And I'm going to find two people that want to earn income. Here's what's really cool. Once I enrolled my first person on my left team and my first person on my right team, the next person I enroll has to go underneath them. So it helps the other person I enrolled. So for the life of my business, so if I enroll you on my left team, for the life of my business, every single person I enroll on my left team, all that volume rolls up and you benefit. Here's what that told me. Every company I had seen prior to this was like building 4 to 10 teams wide. Okay. That never made sense to me because I would go out and I would share this with my friends and family who all know the same people. And I would put them in direct competition to go out and share this with the same people. I love this because now I kept all my family on one side that knew the same people so that when my sister shares it with my cousin, that's awesome because everybody up that line benefits. So, same thing, my college teammates and my college friends that knew the same people, I kept them on the same team. So, I never had to worry about putting all my people in competition with each other. I love that. And this structure is literally set out to help people pull the rope in the same direction. Okay. So, this is how it pays out because this is what I cared about. Again, I saw this and I was getting more excited. Every slide I saw, I got more excited. It was more validation. And when I saw this, I kind of looked back to all the companies I'd seen before, and I want you to understand you are in the right place at the right time with this company because this is how it pays out. We get paid every week. So Monday night at midnight, the compensation period closes, the pay period closes, and the company's going to look at every product purchased on your left team and every product purchased on your right team. They're going to pay you where that balance is for the week. So let's say there's 5,000 points worth of product purchased on your left team and 10,000 on your right team. Okay. Inevitably, one team's going to grow faster than the other, y'all. It just happens. I can't explain it. It's just the way it works. But here's the cool part of that. The company's going to take 5,000 from your left, 5,000 from your right. You're going to earn $500 in that line. One out of the 8 ways you get paid, you're going to earn $500 right there. Okay. Now, what happens to that extra 5,000 points on your right team that you haven't earned on yet? Okay. Well, let me tell you, in all those companies I'd seen before, somebody above you would absorb that profit and you wouldn't see it. Okay, we don't penalize you for that because we get paid weekly. When you wake up on Tuesday morning, you've already got that extra 5,000 points, just like old school rollover minutes sitting there on your right team. As long as you stay active, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, you will continue to roll over and roll over. It's just in a savings account until we match it on that other side. So I want you to imagine this. Okay. Every time, and Taryn, you might have to correct me on this because I don't even look at these individual PVs anymore, but every time a bottle of Goyen goes through my business, is that $2.80? Is it 28 PV? Okay, $2.80. Okay. So Goyen is our number one selling product. It's absolutely amazing. It's that balancing portion that Taryn talked about. Tastes amazing. But every time that one product goes through my business, I make $2.80. Okay. $2.80 is nothing to write home about. But did you catch earlier when I said I shared it with a few, who shared it with a few, who shared it with a few, who led to thousands? Thousands of people ordering Goyen on a monthly basis, $2.80. A whole lot of $2.80 adds up. I'm paid that out every week on my team bonus. So at the end of the day, I looked at this and I said, long term, this is about getting these products in the hands of the masses. I want a whole lot of people ordering a few products on a monthly basis. And that is what has happened organically. Okay. And because of the pay structure and the way it's set up, we are literally all pulling the rope in the same direction. And I just get fired up about that, y'all. I can't help it. And maybe it's because I love sports, but I love helping other people win. Okay, the next slide, because this really gets us excited. Pure Destinations. One of the reasons Taryn and I are so close and we've had so much fun is because we've traveled the world together. Okay. Our company has sent us to places like, well, you can see them here. Italy. I mean, our first one, I think, our first trip was Brazil. Was it not, Taryn? It was Brazil. We've gone to Paris. We've gone, I mean, Bora Bora. Goodness, we went to Spain. All of these amazing places. Just recently, we went to Switzerland, which has been one of my top. It was my bucket list trip, and it was above and beyond. And Taryn and I ran, and we jumped off cliffs, and we parasailed down. It it was insane. And everything we do here at Pure, they do 5 star. Okay. Like I'm talking, they travel no matter what. I would never pay to travel at the level in which they do. That we stay at the most beautiful resorts in the world. In April, Tara and I are both taking our daughters on this trip, which will be awesome. We're going to take them to the Dominican Republic. I'm so excited for Hallie to get to go and experience an all-inclusive and do all the things. And she'll be heading off to college. And so I'll get to spend that special time with her. And then in September, Tara and I will be with our husbands in Bali. So I'm super excited about that. And there's plenty of time, y'all, for you to qualify for Bali as well. But just know this, we do it right. We travel top notch 5 star. And as my husband always says, there's just something he enjoys more about a trip that he didn't pay for. Okay. So if that is definitely plays a role and it's a factor into this, but it's a perk. Like some people are like, oh, the trips are nice, but I really want the paycheck. I will tell you, I started it and I loved the paycheck and I still love the paycheck. Please don't take it away, Pure. But I'm just saying, like these trips have come to be some of the best memories that we've ever made. And that's where we get to know everybody. So love it. Can't say enough about it. There's still time to qualify for Bali. So just to kind of recap, when my professor was telling me what to look for, and this kind of goes into why I had never said yes before. Okay, I want to give you a little bit of background into our company. Taryn gave you a background on the products. Okay, so I just want you to understand our ownership and our investors. We're talking about Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike. Come on, y'all. Knows a little bit about taking a company from small to big. Kai-Shing Tao owns Vegas.com, if you're aware of that, like huge deep pockets. And Mr. Jung, okay? Please understand Mr. Jung is a Korean American who made his money in this industry. So he knows what it's like to be in my shoes and Taryn's shoes and Scott's shoes. Like he knows. And so I love that because it does matter who's steering the ship. So just understand they're visionaries and they've done this before, right? We have a team of people that know how to get it done. Our headquarters is in Plano, Texas. We're 16 years old, but here's what really had my ears perked up when I was listening to this for the first time. We're debt free. Not only are we debt free, all of our investors have been paid back. So there's a difference. Like a lot of people will tote, oh, we're debt free, but we owe our investors money. Okay, we do not. All of our investors have been repaid. And we're not just debt free, we are cash flow positive. Side note, we actually grew during COVID. Okay. So that is when you know you've got your hands on something so solid and so steady. Okay. But understand this, we are the best kept secret. Okay. You can see Mr. Jung is Korean American. We have exploded in South Korea. Taryn and I just went over there and we had a huge conference and we spoke at their event. Mr. Jung flew us over there. That was in December. And it is like explosive and amazing and all of these things. And then you get over here and we're like the best kept secret in the US. And you know how I know that? Because in my college classes, I had learned about the Harvard School of Business. And right, like, everybody's heard about the Harvard School of Business. But listen, they did a study where they dissected all the companies, all the big companies in our industry, and they looked at all the growth phases they went through. And they found out that, and what they concluded was you have a once in a lifetime opportunity when less than 0.5% of the population has heard about it. Guess what? We're like between an eighth and a fourth of 1%. So the timing is impeccable. You literally are sitting here with a company that is rock solid, that has proven products. We've got proven results. I have been in 14 years and I have never missed a penny on my paycheck. I'm just telling you, we are proven, but we're the best kept secret. So, from a timing standpoint, in my opinion, it could not be better. We have ironed out all the kinks. I mean, when I look back at some of the things that we've done and we've been through, like taste testing things out of baggies, I mean, it looked like a drug deal gone bad, right? Like we've done all those things. Now we've got the packaging, the trips, all the things. So, anyway, it is an incredible time. And so, here, just to kind of recap how to get started. Well, first off, again, you can be a retail customer. All right. I don't understand it. I don't want I love the fact that I could set my friends up to order how they wanted and they could pay the same price for their products that I pay. I love that. I cherish that. I've never retailed a single product in all my years. So I would say if you're interested in just the products, awesome. Let's get you a preferred customer membership. Just like Taryn said, what's your health goal? What's your challenge? What's your budget? And whoever invited you on will help you get started. If there is even an inkling that you might want to share this with other people, I encourage you to get a brand partner membership. Okay. It's a $49 membership that is once a year. Okay. That is actually only your first year, and that gets you your website. You can, I'd run my whole business from my back office. That is, there's not a monthly fee for that. That is all you pay. The one-time setup of $49, it's $25 every year after that, unless you run a smart ship. You're going to get the 25% discount on the products, and you are eligible to earn commissions as long as you purchase 100 points worth of product every 28 days. So we'll go over that on the next slide. So it's super simple. Tell the person that's sharing this with you, first of all, thank you for sharing this with you. Okay. And then tell them what your interest level is. Okay. You can take part in some of it, all of it, none of it, totally up to you. Okay. Set up your smart ship. Now, you don't have smart ship is not required, but to be eligible to earn commissions, the company requires you to purchase or have a preferred customer that purchases 100 points worth of product every 28 days. Okay. That's about $140 worth of product. Y'all, I take more than that per month. You will too. You'll fall in love with the products. But I looked at that and said, "Are you kidding me? My cell phone bill is more than that, and my overhead to run my previous business was $10,000 to $12,000, whether I sold a property that month or not." So the fact that that is your overhead to run a business, $140 worth of product every month, that is incredible. That is a business for today if I've ever seen one. And then place your first order. Okay. The minimum is 100 points to be commission qualified. We do have business packs. I'm going to let Taryn talk to you about this pack because she called me over the phone the other day when this pack came out and she was super pumped about it. So I'm going to let her dive into that. But I'm going to tell you what I did. I came in as strong as I could because I wanted to maximize the compensation plan. I wanted to taste, touch, feel everything. I wanted to experience it. So if somebody said, "Hey, Leslie, how do you like the skincare?" I had tried it. "Hey, Leslie, how do you like, the sports line?" I'd tried it. I wanted to taste, touch, feel everything. It was also a business expense for me. Okay, because it does affect the percentages. When I talked to you earlier about being able to earn 30% as opposed to 20%, right? Like the Taryn's going to go into that a little bit more, but just understand, I wanted to set myself up to win. If I was going to spend time and energy to share this with the people I loved and cared about, and I was going to actually refer this to people to earn income, I wanted to make the most money for my efforts. That made sense. So we've answered, is there an opportunity? Oh, yeah. Okay, so are the products safe and effective? We did that. Is there an opportunity? Absolutely, there is. What's my timing like? And will I get help? So, step 4 is plug in to the leadership, plug in to the system. And I'm telling you right now, we have a Facebook group called 1% Hack, and I can't say enough about it because that is where you get product education. We tell you all about the deals, and you're going to get the guidance for every step of the way. If you have somebody you're sharing this with and they're wanting to know more about the products and they've got, throw them in 1% Hack. It's going to be there to support you and your team. So I absolutely love that. It has been so much fun being on with y'all tonight. I talk a little faster than Taryn, so sorry about that. She has to slow me down every once in a while. But Taryn, if you could kind of share your story because you haven't done that yet and share all the details about this pack because I know you were blowing my phone up the other day when it got released.
Totally blowing your phone up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, have you looked at this? It's incredible." So we have the business VIP pack is hands down the best savings. So this one actually runs right at $1,950. But here's what I will tell you. I have not looked at what that saving is, but I know it's massive because I do know that entire skincare set and the skin defense at the top is free. They did not even put that in the price or in the savings. They just gave it to you for free. And that's over $300 worth of product right there. So that hands down is incredible. But there are 2 core completes. Core completes are above that core plus that or core 4 I was talking about. So that's the full shebang. So there's enough for 2 people to do that. They also give you one of every single thing in the line and a couple of extras of some of our top sellers like Aqualine. We are not going to make you share with somebody in your household Aqualine. Like everybody needs their own box, okay? And so that bundle is absolutely incredible. But here's where, when I looked at this, you have to understand, I was working 3 jobs. My husband had 2. So when my friend told me what it would cost to start a business, I was fine with buying one product because I could afford one product. But to be honest, if I wanted to do what I want to do on the business side, I was looking at not taking my paycheck and putting it towards our mortgage for an entire month or 2. Like that was a lot of money for us. But here's what I also knew. I knew that over the course of our lifetime, I was going to blow more than $2,000. I promise you that. and it was going to be on dumb things. And so I looked at this and I said, okay, if we really were going to treat this like a business, $2,000 is nothing to get one started. I couldn't start a vacuum cleaning business for that. So like I just looked at this and I don't want to start one of those. So anyway, I just looked at this and I was like, you know what? This is a startup I can actually afford. I also do believe you need to be a product of the product and at least have experience with it. I don't think you need to take everything all the time, but I do think you need a familiarity. I do not want to go to a steakhouse and hear about a vegan's opinion on my prime rib. I want a product of the product. I want them to understand what it is that they are promoting. And whether it's for you or not, you can find a friend with this pack and say, hey, I'll give you a great deal on this product. Here are the benefits. Would you be open to giving me your experience? I'll give you the preferred customer price on it. So you can do so much with this. But here's what I knew. Number one, I wanted to start strong. I wanted to get a great deal on products that I wanted to consume, not have to worry about budgeting them necessarily, and knowing that I had them in that pack. And so I started as strong as I could start and stretched my comfort level a little bit. But I knew that this was going to be one of the best decisions that we ever made. So within 28 days, I can tell you this. Not only was I able to consume the products that I really wanted to consume, I absolutely saw a difference not only in my health, but I saw a huge difference in our children's health. We had been able to see weight loss. We had been able to see a increase or decrease, sorry, in our allergies and inflammation in our family. And once we walked away from our medications because our body no longer needed them, we have not gone back. We have not had a single flare up or anything. So we got our health and we have maintained it for going on 13 years. That to me is huge because I know we would have paid so much more to be sick, but instead we were able to be well, and it's been cheaper to be well. And so for us, when we looked at this, we just got started and I made a list of the people that I wanted to share this with. And I called them and I said, hey, I don't know if this will or won't be for you, but you definitely need to take a look at this because the products absolutely work. And I know you've been looking for solutions like this. But if you even remotely see anything on the business side, people will hear about this. Whether or not they're going to hear about it from you or somebody else is going to be the only question. And that's never been more relevant in 2025 than ever before. But what happened is people came in, they listened to this and they said, I want to get started. And what happened is in my tiny little town of Hays, Kansas, 22,000 people, we were able to in the next year have 8 people making a 6-figure income. Do you understand what that is in our neck of the woods? We don't have a lot of opportunity. So when we saw an opportunity, we were going to jump on it and absolutely share. So this was something that within the first 28 days, we were able to hit a level that was called diamond. Reason why I went after diamond was because I wanted to go to Brazil. This girl was after a trip and wound up stumbling upon a 6-figure income in my first year. I was paycheck to paycheck working 3 jobs to earn $32,000. Okay. So I just wanted a trip and wound up earning a 6-figure income because I was doing the work that would earn the trip. And so that's why I love the destinations more than anything because it can have you doing the simple little step, making sure that you are staying focused on sharing this opportunity in order to get bigger results. And so I don't know what you will or won't do. I do not know what your work ethic is like. I do not know what your distraction level is. I do not know what your comfort level is. But here's what I know. People do need help with their health. People will continue to want to lose weight. People will continue to want to get better energy. People will continue to go to the gym. It's whether or not you're willing to actually share that with them or if somebody else is going to do it and you're going to play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game. So, what it comes down to is you have a choice to get started just like we did. I've been on over 42 trips that were completely paid for by somebody else. And I had one stamp in my passport prior to this, and I thought that was going to be the only one in my entire lifetime. Now it's no longer, hey, oh my gosh, we're going to this vacation or this amazing trip. My family's like, oh, who's going with mom this time? No joke. They kind of got to the point where they're like, you know what? It's not a big deal. But I love that that has been something that our family has been able to experience so much. So, number one, if you want to get started, get your membership, whether that's the preferred customer or the brand partner, just get started. I do recommend starting your SmartShip because then you get more rewards and you can get some extra perks. Place your order, whatever it is that's going to achieve your struggles, frustrations, or goals. And if the business side is your goal, then that VIP pack is perfect. Then plug into 1% Hack, and each little step will be handed to you when you are ready for it. And so the only thing that is going to change is if you actually change. Here's what I knew. A year was going to go by whether I tried to do anything or not. But I wanted to. I said, I will give this 17 years. Why? I don't know. But I believed it was going to take me 17 years to build a base of $32,000 a year. And it was worth it because I believed that if I could actually retire 17 years later, Leslie's laughing because it's so pathetic, but I don't know why. But it really comes down to I believe that if I could just share this at least once to twice a day, that in 17 years that would add up to $32,000 a year. And it did in less than a year. So I don't know what will happen for you. But I know I could never have earned the amount of money that I've earned in 12 years that I would have earned the rest of my entire career doing what I was doing. I was able to cheat time, so to speak, and expedite my results, and it exponentially grew what I was able to experience in life. And there's been nothing better. So the bottom line is you now know what we've been up to. You get to pick what you do or don't do. You get to pick if it's just the product, if it's just the business, whatever it is. But I hope you grasp what we have because you will continue to hear about it. And I don't want you to play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game. So get back with the person that invited you to look at this. Thank them. And thank you so much for taking the time tonight. And so with that, God bless.